It's Ron Reader digs the universe. I'm Ron Reader, and this is Ron Reader Digs the Universe, and tonight, Israel and my 9/11 deja vu. The period of time between 9/11 and our second invasion of Iraq was very cringy and creepy, I think. There was all the jingoism, all the over-the-top hyper-patriotism, all the American flags. For a few weeks, I actually liked all those flags because it reminded me of the bicentennial when I was a kid, but after a while, all it meant was kill Muslims. The mainstream news media was really just intensely pushing for war, first with Afghanistan and then with Iraq. We had a Congress rolling over for Bush, black ops, torture, warrantless wiretapping, oodles of surveillance, shred the Bill of Rights, you name it, you got it. It was a dark time for me. Actually, it was a dark time for the whole nation, but I was like, the whole country was afraid of Islamic terrorists, and I was afraid of the whole country. We invaded Afghanistan almost immediately, but that just wasn't enough to quench our thirst for Muslim blood, so the Hawks started beating the drums for an invasion of Iraq. Lies, lies, lies about who was responsible for 9/11 and lies about weapons of mass destruction. For months, if you read the foreign press or the left-wing press, you knew they were lies, but it didn't matter. Everyone believed them anyway. Months and months of drowning in lies, just waiting for the inevitable blood orgy to happen. I'm having cringy, creepy deja vu right now regarding the situation in the Gaza Strip. I mean, it's not as intense of a feeling as I was having back in 2002. You know, we weren't the country attacked this time. Nonetheless, I see a lot of the same factors in play. We got knee-jerk American support for Israel, regardless of its misdeeds. We got the mainstream news media uncritically offering coverage almost exclusively from Israel's point of view. We got Congress ready to do anything to help our ally. We have open approval of Israeli war crimes polluting our public discourse. And I find myself not afraid as I was in the months after 9/11, but a bit nervous about confronting other Americans regarding their flawed ethnocentric understanding of the situation. I mean, I do confront other Americans on this topic, but it's like trying to teach a fanboy that this isn't an Avengers movie and that Palestinians aren't the hordes of Hydra. That thousands and thousands of innocent people have been and will be killed by Israel in its bloody vengeance. For that matter, the Gaza Strip siege and troop buildup along its borders feel a lot like our run-up to the invasion of Iraq. I am blessed, cursed, really, with the knowledge that thousands of Palestinians will soon be killed and that it's not going to save a single Israeli life. Quite the opposite. Over the long haul, it's going to get Israelis killed. And I get to sit here and watch. But probably the cringiest and creepiest sense of 9/11 deja vu I'm getting is from who is being held responsible for Palestinian violence and how they are being characterized. The 9/11 terrorists had, and Hamas has, actual grievances which are being virtually ignored, and for Hamas, some of those grievances are very compelling. But such motivations are ignored in the American public discourse, and these terrorists become evil with a capital E and nothing else. you know, they hate our freedom and all of that stupid shit. Such a characterization makes it impossible to consider anything but violence in response to what are, in reality, complex problems in which we are complicit. Creepy, cringy deja vu. But you know, there is one significant difference for me. My experience from the 9/11 era taught me that I should never allow myself to be intimidated into silence. When the shit hits the fan and people are freaking out, well, that's exactly the right time to be talking sense, whether they like it or not. I'm Ron Reader, and this has been Ron Reader Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reader, again next week for another episode of Ron Reader Digs the Universe.